7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. So, yeah, let's try and get more of this Orrery done today. How's everyone doing out there? Hey, medic, how are you? How's life, Vince? And Mr. Crazy Lazy, good morning. How's the audio? How's the video? Please let me know if it's good, or if it's bad, if it's indifferent. I just want to make sure our audio and video is good before we get started on this today. We had some hiccups last week. Now, I will apologize in advance. I just got over, well, I've just got beyond the fever stage of COVID. So I've been sick all week, as some of you know, or most of you know. And I do tend to cough and so on a fairly regularish basis. So please forgive me if I do start coughing. I will try and turn away from the mic whenever I can, as soon as I feel it coming on. But fair warning, I'm not feeling 100%. So if I do start coughing, I'm sorry. I hope I don't blow anyone's ears out. I will try and turn away if the mic is here. If I turn away over here and you hear me coughing, that's the reason why. I'm trying to minimize the pickup from the microphone when I do. And I have prepped some parts for today to get a little speed up again. So the parts that I need for the first couple of components are already out on the table. So how's everything? How's the audio and video sounding? Oh, audio looking and video, audio sounding and video looking. See, scatterbrained. Someone just let me know in chat if it sounds and looks okay. Just want to make sure we're set up right. And I'm not doing a miming act like I did last week. We got a lot built last week, and we're going to finish off the internal components of this section this morning, and then carry on and start building the build outs for the planets and so on top of this. So could someone let me know if the audio is good and if the video looks okay on your side? I don't see anything in chat, guys. Anybody out there? No responses. Well, okay. Oh, wow. Suddenly there's a big gap and all of a sudden it dumped. That's interesting. Hey, Rob, good morning. Everything's good. Okay, sorry for asking. I got no chat and all of a sudden I got a quick dump of chat very quickly, which is kind of interesting. That's why I was wondering. Hey, Sergio, good morning. Tap screen. I don't know why the chat didn't come in, and all of a sudden it just blasted about 15 messages in one go, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so we're going to get building on this. So last week, let me change over to the top view camera. So last week we went as far as building this section here. We put in this final support for these two gear systems, so that now that when they're held down in place, because these are not locked in yet, the gears actually won't move. So we have that functioning. So the next part we're going to do now is we have two more gear systems. So I've already pulled out the parts I need for these. The plate that will actually hold all of this together, and then some gears, and then we'll start building up where the actual the planetary systems and so on that will go on top of this, that are all gear driven. So we're going to start off with this gear. We start assembling this one. So it's two pieces of wood put together to create a cross-sectional shaft. Then we assemble the components onto that shaft. So, so far this build has been easy. It does take a bit of delicate work, but it's not actually difficult so far. They did say, the manufacturer did say, do not tell everybody it's easy. And you know what? It kind of has been. But that's, again, I'm mechanically minded. It's not as, it may not be as difficult for me. So the part here with the lines, see here with these lines along it, that's going to be down, and we're going to start assembling. So we need to get an E22 gear. E22 gear. We're going to do the top section first. We slide these together, similar to what we did last week. A G24, which is like a. Some of these actually become pivot points, for rotational pivot points. The G24, another G24. There's two more G24s actually in here. So let's get them all stacked in there. This is to build up spacing, it looks like. So that's 3 G24s and a C5, which is this larger one. And it says the C5 needs to be sanded and waxed. So I've sanded them already to get off the sharp edges when I pluck them out. But I am going to wax the tops of it because it looks like this is going to be a pivot point. I'll get out my candle wax stick and wax the edges of this. So because the candle wax is the lubricant, or the stop the points from, again, it's a standard paraffin candle wax. So now that's the top section. So the bottom section needs an E1 gear. This is our E1 gear. So how's everyone's Sunday going so far? I think we've moved our times for the last time today, I believe. G24. So we're now in daylight savings time, and we will stay there permanently, I believe. B6. Okay, so we just push down all the way. You need to be careful with these because it's a very light plywood, and if you put too much force in, you could crack it. And then this one here is a locking pin, and these two need to be waxed. So I'll take care of that now in a moment. Everyone having a good weekend so far? It's kind of weird that they changed the DST time zone to be now, that they locked us into DST than into regular time. Regular time would actually be what we go into in the fall, because our winter times is our normal time zone. And summer, our DST that we're in now is actually... Oh, you had to run out for a call this morning? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get a lot of emergencies, I assume, though, because of the business you're in. People call in saying it's not working, or on fire, or smoking, or when those capacitors blow in the condensers, they give off an awful lot of smoke, and they're not a mess. And which most people shouldn't be using it because it's still too cold, but they're probably using the aircon unit. And then I want to do these to make sure. Wax these on. I'm like a bad karate kid. I wax on, I don't wax off. And then I have to do these. This piece of wax, I need to change to another one because this one's getting a little hard to hold. And this is messy. So yeah, an emergency run in the mornings, I suppose, is part of the business. I think you're probably 24/7, I would assume. And I want to do all of this just in case, even though I don't know if this is going to be it just says to do the top, and I'm going to do it all. Okay, that's the end of that wax piece. I'm not going to go near that one anymore. Okay, next one. Hey Shane, how are you? We're building more parts to get this Orrery finished, to get the inside guts of this part of it done. And then move on to the actual planetary components on the top. So I need a C5 for the top of this to lock it all together. That's all it needs is a C5. That's kind of small. Okay. And that needs to be waxed. Because that's going to be going through the next plate that we're about to be putting on once these are installed. And then on the bottom, I'm going to put a G24. B6. Okay. Oh, I forgot a component. Of course I did, because I'm an idiot. Don't repeat that. You don't have to say that we told you so. I just have to admit it to myself, okay? Sorry, so that the gear had to go on for its cog, then the B24. That's the wrong one. This is 24. B6. Okay, and then let's get, I need a new wax stick. I think I'm going to be using a lot of wax sticks going forward because a lot of moving components coming in now. So these two had to be waxed. I can get this done. And then I have to go on to and the top part of this needs to be waxed as well. This is a pivot point, and the gears obviously have to be all done. So let's get this finished. Okay, so these two are done. Let me clear off the wax out of my way, all the left pieces of wax. And then we're going to assemble that onto here. So instructions are, the tall one goes in the front, the small one goes in the back, and then we will cover it with this large piece which is right here. And that will hold all of that together, and it'll become the pivot point. So this tall one goes in here. Okay. And then the shorter one goes in the back, like so. Actually, let me do this the other way around because this gears have to be meshed right here. And then this one has to go in place and mesh with that one. There we go. Now, this has to go in specific direction. Arrow pointing the handle. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, I'm still dealing with, excuse me, the leftovers of being sick all week. This is to go on with the arrow pointing this direction. So just be careful. And make sure I have this wire running up inside the, not getting trapped anywhere. This has to hold all of this in place. Before I do that now, I need to make sure that this wire is not protruding anywhere in here that's going to get caught going forward. It's nice and tidy in there. It doesn't interfere with any of the gear systems. Okay, here's the fun part. All of this has to be pressed down over these gears. So these align here. over all of these little tabs to pull all of this together. So this is going to take a little bit of manipulation to get it all together. Let me see. Just hold all of these little tabs that are sticking up and pulls them all into place. And these gears, these mechanisms that we built up, all have to be aligned. There we go, get those in. Okay. So you need to be a little delicate because some of these parts in here that are underneath need to line up on the outside as well. It's hard to see them. There we go. This looks good. Hey, Curmudgeon, how are you? No, not done yet. I've been excuse me. Sorry. I've been taking my time with this, and I've been sick all week, so I haven't done anything on it. So my fever finally broke last night, it looks like. And this should all push down nice and even all the way around. So I'm going to use this little tool that they give you. They recommend you use to push all these together. So you can get additional pressure on them. I think that's pretty much it. Let me have a look. These are protruding a little bit, but not much. And this is not even as I thought it might have been, but okay, so it says test to make sure everything moves. Let's find out. They're all moving. It's moving pretty cleanly too. Good start. That is true. If I break it, I can actually just put it on my own laser, get some 3mm ply, or take one of these pieces if the part is small enough and offcut it, and use the leftover empty pieces here to make a new one. You're correct. No blue smoke with this. Sorry, this is all old school manual, but all the parts are moving, and they're moving without stiction. So that's good. Okay, next piece. I have another gear system to have to build. Just install. Sorry, not actually build one, but install on top. So there is 2 gears that have to go on top on these. I want to make sure I get this correct. So I have an E2 on this one. I've put an E2, which is a spacer, and it should be waxed. So I'm going to wax because it looks like it's moving on top of this, and I want to wax it to make sure it moves smoothly. There's an E2 to be installed here, and then E2 and E14, which just needs to be waxed also. I'm just doing a waxing off my work area because it just gets too messy. It'd be nice if there was a nicer way to wax these without having all these bits and pieces of dry wax. And a B7, and that is the locking mechanism to hold it all into place. just there. And on the other one, it says it's just the gear, the E14 and the B7. So the E14. Oh, I thought I had a second E14 there. No, I need another E14. Just 1 second. Just need to get out to the second E14. So just got nothing underneath it. It's just, this one has one top and bottom. This has got no spacer. And it's just the gear and the B7. So I put the wax in that before I put it on because there's going to be no room. That might be rubbing on the surface, so let me do the surface of that. There. And then the B7 to lock it all into place, like so. All right. Now, there's a whole pile of these little small components that I need to install. They are component, which one are they? F17. They need to go in and plug all these holes. So there's 8 of them. There's F17s. It goes in here. It's a total of 8. Is that what they tell you, Matt? If you're not cranking too much? Okay, I won't go there. I'll behave. But you walked right into that one, Matt. These are just to plug up the openings here. They're probably going to act as a little stand for the next layer to give a small little bit of a gap, is my guess, because there's another layer to go over this. Okay, so the base is done and functioning. Let's see what we get, what it's going to have us do next. I think we're going to get into the planetary stuff now. So let's see. Okay, I don't have these components already prepped. Sorry for the cough, guys. This ring part is called, I need B23s by 1, 2. I need parts C12 and I need B10s by 2. So B10s, I'll get those first. So B10s are, little shuttles. They're little models of the shuttle. B10. So the B10s by 2. I only need 2, right? B10, yeah. And B23s are, satellites. And then I need part C12, which is the ring. C12, okay, let's take all of this out and break it off on the outside. So these are multiple pieces in here that I need later on. But they're concentric, so I'll have to take all of it out and then work on each one. Okay, I'll get to that later. And I need to sand these down to clean them up. What does it say here? Inner ring of this needs to be polished with sandpaper and waxed. Okay, I need to clean up the outside a little bit. And then I need to sand and wax the inside. That means there's going to be friction involved. Okay, I'm going to use a smaller piece of paper for this because it's softer. These are delicate, so you need to be careful. You could snap these easily. So what's everyone else up to today? Once I'm done here, I have a print of research from Prince, and my daughter will be arriving in from Hawaii for the next week. Next 10 days she's coming in. Okay, let's wax it up. So this is where I get into all the small little components. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of assembly of some parts to be pulled together and so on, because we are getting into nitty-gritty pieces of it right now. And it says, apply this ring let me make sure I get the orientation correct. Like that, I believe. 1 second. These holes need to be lined up. Okay, I think I know where it's going. So B23 is I think these go in like so on opposite sides, facing outwards. These are the satellites. There's a long prong, and then you have on the other ones you have the shuttles, which again on the outside, facing outwards, because these are acting as the pins that join these together. It appears like. And this plugs these together like. Oh wait, no, I'm off there. Do these line up? Ah, there we go. So you just twist it around until you get these satellites lined up, so they actually the base of them pop into each of the little. There's 4 holes around the outside. And these pop in there and hold that in place. Just check each one. It's all the way down. And last one. Careful again, these are very fragile. Okay, so next we're going to go on to build another piece that I don't have the parts out for. There's a little ring system that we have to assemble, that will mount on right here. We're going to build this right now. So I need a few components. I need the ring D15. Let's C. Do I have that here? No, that's C. Okay. Ring D15, which is this one. This ring, I will need 2 or 3 D17s. These are D17s over here and here. That's 2 D17s. I need 3 of them. And B19 and B20. Let me put this back. So B19 and B20 are these two here that I have right here. These are living hinges again, so we have to be very careful popping these out. Living hinges are super fragile. Again, I could always cut. I have a CO2 laser, so I can always cut them out myself. But I do want to sand the edges of these a fraction. Just to remove the mount points. Bingo. Yeah, Vince. Yeah. It's just the little tabs where they join, everything joined together. I want to remove the tab, the leftover remnants of it. Okay. Living hinges. Cut out of plywood. Now, instructions are, we have the ring. Oh, this needs to be pushed out. I have the ring, and there is no pattern on it, so it doesn't matter. I'll put the label downwards, and the short part of it goes on this side. Gets installed. This way around. One is longer than the other, so the long side goes here, shorter here. It looks like. And that's my puppy. If anybody hears my puppy upstairs barking, that is my puppy upstairs barking. She's upset because my wife just went out. There's a gap to go in there, which is probably 1 second. I'll start from the other end of this. That doesn't fit. Maybe I got this wrong. Probably. That makes more sense. I was wondering why there was a gap there. There shouldn't have been. Now that's better. Be sure that's fully seated. And then there's 3 of these little lugs that go into these holes. And these are what joins it to the base and holds it in place. So just force these in. Well, it's either bingo or it's battleship. Which do you prefer, Vince? Jerry seems to be keep saying you sung my battleship last week. So, where is Jerry actually? A slacker still in bed, and then all of this goes on and gets filled in here very gently. And these pins push down into place. These are aligned. 1 second. Be careful of the living hinge. Make sure they're in place and aligned before you push anything together. Now, again, it says a test. And yes, everything's functioning without issue. That's assembled. Test everything's working. That's good. Now we're going to get into the assembling of the planet, of one of the planets. So P29, I'm not sure which planet that represents, but we'll figure it out later on. So we will need a couple of pieces for this. We need D16. Easy to get here. It's already half hanging out. 1 second. D16. We'll need A7. A7. Oh, A7 is multiple pieces, so you have 3 of them. Yep. So A7 is 3 pieces. Again, more living hinge, so be careful with it. Use a tip of your nail to push out that area. And these come apart. And it says I need 3 of them. These ones are very delicate. 3 of those. I need to sand the edges of these a fraction. These are going to be sitting flush, so you need to make sure there's no bits and pieces hanging out that may impact or may impede it going together cleanly. Six people watching, guys. Only 1 like. Come on, fix that. Especially if you're on Facebook or YouTube. You know, the YouTube algorithm looks for likes. And the more likes you have, the better. The more people see the video. So come on, guys. Hit that like button, guys. If you haven't subscribed already on YouTube and you are on YouTube, please do so. If you're on Twitch, just follow me on Twitch. Subscription is appreciated but not required. And if you're on Facebook, follow, like, follow, whatever it takes. Okay. I know. Every time you come on, you like it. Hey guys, welcome. We're this is part 3 of our Orrery, and we've done a lot of assembly so far, and everything is moving and functioning as it should. All the gear systems inside here are all functioning. We're now going to start assembling the components that make up the parts of the planetary system. So I have this. I need another one. I need a C14 ring. I forgot to get that one. I think I have that here, actually. I do. Ring C14 is inside here. Break these out carefully. That's unneeded, and I do need to I need to clean this up because this is going to be a finished piece, so I need to clean this up. 1 second. And these are very thin, so you have to be careful handling them. You're first to dislike, I know, Shane. We all show our love in different ways. Some of us show by like, some by disliking, right? Either way, it's showing love. I don't care. That's the way I look at it, right? I know there's no dislikes anymore, but still, I get the joke. Shane, he's right now in his workshop, working on some stuff in his basic workshop that he has. Probably tweaking some electronics or doing some cosplay stuff for people. That's Shane's thing. So if you haven't checked out Otter's Danger, then I don't think he's live right now, but if you haven't checked out Otter's Danger, then that's Shane, and he's got some good stuff. He does a lot of electronics and stuff. Some fun in his channel. So okay, so we have this is the bottom ring, then we have these, and then we have the top ring. Okay, it says here, align the triangles and circles patterns and insert 2 parts into the group. So we have on here, one side has triangles, the other side has circles at the end, and we have to do a triangle to circle piece by piece. We line them in there so they slot in together. So let's get one in, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, so get one in. This is circles. So the next one should be the triangle one that slots in beside it. These get started until these are all put together. Some of these need to be stretched a little bit, so be careful when you're stretching them. They need to be stretched out to slot into the groove. Not much, but a tiny amount. And then this is the triangle. So the circle side and this side have to go together. I know, but you do a lot of good stuff. I like watching your streams because you do some. I like some of the cosplay stuff that you've done, like the and Sergio does some great stuff, and Trinity Medic Vince and everyone. There's a lot of cool stuff like Old Curmudgeon and all these guys. But since Shane commented about disliking me, and I know he's full of BS on that comment because he actually likes hanging out with us. He won't admit it in public. I know, I get it. We all have those friends we don't want to admit that we know in public, and I just happen to be one of those. Is that right, Shane? So we have that set up, and then the next part is to attach. I'm going to make up the next piece that has to go onto this arm first. So I need to get the P24 bar, which I have over here. And the nice thing about this is it does have P24. This is the actual size. So when you get the piece, you can just line it up here to make sure. And it's one of these long bars in here. P24. I believe this is a P24. Oh, it's a P stuck on the table now is what it is. It's P24. Perfect fit. So get a P24 bar. And I need to get 1, 2, 4 of these little plastic washers that I used earlier on in actually build 1. But I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a bit more than 4, but okay. So I have this one in here. I'll need a little bit of coaxing to get this on. 1 second. Chris Mink, thanks for the subscription, sir. It is highly appreciated. 14 months subscribing to me. Man, you must be a glutton for punishment. You hang out on my streams on Tuesdays, and you come in here and you hang out with me here. Man, you really must like pain and punishment. Hey, Jerry, good morning or afternoon. Okay, I want to tap this down. I need something. There we go. And a solid surface. And I'm going to put, actually, I won't do that. I'll do it on here. You don't have a hammer, the screwdriver will do, right? So they get tapped on there, and then this gets threaded all the way through this, and you need to put 2 more washers on this, and I'll push them all the way down. Oh yeah, hopefully they'll get that 3D printed rocket launch tomorrow. Get it all the way down there. That holds it in place. See, 2 washers here, 1 there. I'm going to put a second one on to lock it in. Let's get that one all the way locked in place. Now, there's a P40. What is a P40? I don't know what a P40 is. Oh, I do. Actually, or do I? Let me go back to the beginning. I want to see what part number P40 looks like. P40 is one of those rubber stops. Okay. I thought it was that. Okay, P40 is one of these little rubber stops. Oh, I know what it's doing. P40, which goes over the top of this. And then I have to put on P29. Now, I'm not sure which kind of P29 is, but we're going to figure it out. Is it here? Okay, it's here. P29 is a little bag of all the planets, and it's 20 millimeters. Of course, I don't have my stuff with me, but we'll figure it out. That looks closer to 20 millimeters than anything. No, that's a bit big. And there's no numbers on them, is there? So let's cheat and go back to the drawing. On the main one, This one I just built. It looks like it's blue. I should get my calipers, but I'm just being lazy. I can always switch these around later. These are just pushed on. It says 23 millimeters. And then this gets attached. Let me put away these planets. I don't want to lose any of these. Otherwise, we'll upset the whole solar system. I'm guessing it's probably Neptune. It looks like my fever may have broken during the night because I feel warm, but I'm not running a real temperature, which is good. And I need to line that on top of these, which is going to take a bit of finessing. A lot of finessing on this, getting the components to fit right. Be really careful with these live hinges because one slip up and it's gone. So yeah, it'd be nice to see that 3D printed rocket at least launch. Chance of a first launch being successful is so, like, I don't think anyone has ever done it, so it'd be a first ever for a first time rocket ever to get off the ground and first attempt at launch to be successful. But if it did, that'd be amazing. I don't see it happening, but at least I see them getting off the ground. And for those who do not know, there's a new company, and they have developed from the ground up, no pun intended, a completely 3D printed rocket. And it's kind of cool. So we have this assembled. And let's see what's next. Oh, they want us to build another one first. Okay. Which is a slightly smaller planet. So, okay. So let's leave that aside for now, because I'm sure these have to be stacked. Let's see what components we need for this. I will need C10. C10, which probably goes below this, I believe. Excuse me. Forgive me. I still have this leftover cough. I'm sorry. So I have C10. I need C13, which I already have over here, I believe. Yeah, this is C13. Just let me release the teeth of that. That's scrap. C13. I need D2 by 6. Excuse me. Let me get something to drink. D2. These are the D2 components. I need 6 of these. These are off stands, it looks like. I wouldn't say I'm mended, Jerry. I'd say I'm on the way. Now that the fever is it appears to be gone, I just have to deal with whatever's left over now. There were some rough days and some good days. It varied, but I've been sicker, which was good. That I've had it worse, in the past. I've had flus that were like years ago that were really, 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 really bad. This wasn't as bad as some of those, so I just have to deal with the aftermath of this one. Okay, so I need these two. So this, and this have to be mounted together, and then a lot of small components to be added to it in a moment, but I'll do that later. Let's get it together first. So these 6 components. Make sure I get this orientation correct. It says here, wax and sandpaper and polish the outer nodes of the ring. Okay, so this is going to be friction. This is going to be friction on this. So let me polish this. So, what is everyone's plans for today, other than hanging out watching me and see how far we get with this? We're already an hour in. We've done it. We've basically closed off the bottom components, and everything's working now. I want to clean this up as well while we're at it. It doesn't need much, but it needs a little bit. Okay, so this one needs a P40 as well. I believe this is one. Nope. Shorter than that. That's a P40. That one. And I need, again, 2 top, 2 bottom. Okay, I need to go back to that bag again. I need one of those caps. And I need 4 of these little washers. And I want to make sure this is all the way home. So, and then I need to put that in on here. And I need to restrict it then. Okay. I'm going to put that in some solid to push down. I want to make holes in my table. So how are you doing, Jerry? locking us into DST forever is kind of weird, but they've done it. So they want this, and I have to, okay, put these on with an offset. So let me see, are these the larger gaps? Okay, these have to go in here. One, two, one on each side. The ones that you need to push this into have these little circles around them. And you put the design facing upwards because you want it to show the pattern that's there, because it kind of leaves a nice pattern. And then we need to attach this onto these, which will be delicate. It's basically pushing them in here. These are kind of a little bit on the finicky side. Oh, are you cooking breakfast? My breakfast was toast this morning. By that I mean not destroyed, I mean actual toast. I don't eat much for breakfast. Normally I eat very light in the mornings. So, other than putting the planet on there, which I have to do, and it's a 20mm planet, so a little bit. The 20mm planet, what color is that one? Oh, it's the lighter blue, or the darker blue. Okay. I can always sort these out later on. Not too worried about those. Let's see. Okay, so we have this. We have that done. I need to sand this because there's going to be friction there and wax it. And the same for this one. So let me get that done. And then I have to put wax on all of the gear systems. The same with this. Some of these might be I have a feeling are going to be bolted together though as we move up. Okay, I'll wax it now in a moment. Let's see. Get wax on these gear systems. Hey, Chris, how are you? How's your Sunday going so far? We're just trying to see how far we can get. We're getting into the planetary part assembly. We finished off the whole base of this. Now we're starting to get into the assembly of the planetary systems that go on top of this, which will be a whole pile of fun. Which part of this do I need to wax? Let me verify. I have a small piece to put onto that one yet as well. It's going to wax everywhere. No harm in it. Remember in the bed credit kit, I wax on, I never wax off. Now, before I finish this one, I need to go back one step because there's a lot of small components. Doing good. Okay, completely forgot about them. Well, I don't move clocks, they just move themselves. They're electronic, so. Well, I have to move this clock yet. That one I have to manually move because it's a manual clock, but. Let's see what small components I needed for this. That's that one. B22, B24, and another B22. So let me see what components are on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. The B22, 24, 22, and 16. Excuse me. This cough is going to be around for a few weeks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hanging some new ornaments from my wife and listening on the stream. Okay. Do what you got to do. I'm just... So I just want to make sure I have a B24. This will be here. I have a B22 for here. I have a B16 for here and a B22. So 2 B22s, a 24, and a 16. So let me get out that panel. Two B22s, which look like comets or meteors. Probably comets, I'm guessing. I'll show them to you in a moment. That's what I think they're comets. 2 B22s, a B24, which is a satellite, and what was the other one? I believe it was a B16. What's B16? Oh, B16 is... It looks like a moon. Okay, so we have a moon also. So they want it set up as a B16 over here, facing outwards. Let's see if I can pick it up. B16, a B22, which I have 2 of, I believe. Yep. One over here. These small stems you have to be super careful on. One here. Rated yesterday, but never seen everyone. They happen. It's happened to me. You all saw the weird one that happened with me when I raided Chris Perillo at one point. And almost at the same time, he raided me. And Twitch lost his mind. And so I raided over to him. And at the same time, he raided to me. And nobody knew where they were because they ended up failing back into Chris at the same time. So it was kind of really weird. All this wax. 1 second. I need to clear this wax off here. This is the only time I'm going to wax off. Look, here you go. Wax off. See? I need to make room here for workspace. And because it's a rubber mat, you can't just brush it off. You have to scrape it. There we go. Now I waxed off. Everyone happy? Okay. All right. I need a P17 bolt, which looks like a long bolt. I think this is it. Let me check. P17 bolt, and a 74 millimeter tube, which I think I left the tubes in the box. I didn't. Where are my tubes? The tube should be up here. Oh, there you are. The 74 millimeter long tube, which is this. And I'll need some gears as well for this assembly, so bear with me. I need a drink again before I start coughing. Okay. So this needs to come off. This acrylic coating needs to come off. Okay. I will also need, I need 3 of these. My mistake. And wouldn't you look, there's just 3 of them in there. So I need 3 G13s for these 3 sections, a G22 to build this assembly. So a G13. So how many of them again? I need G13 by 3. G13s by 3. G13s by 3. G22 gear. I should have gotten that while I had it in my hand. G22, which is this one. Come on, separate. There you go. And let's see how this goes together. So I will have all gear teeth should be waxed. Yeah, I'll take care of that once it's put together. For the structural requirements, transparent sleeves need to be loosely matched. Avoid falling down when assembly. Okay, I don't know what that means. So I have this. I have to sand these first of all. These are kind of rough. Okay. So this is these 3 bolts. Go through here. So it says here, for the structural requirements, transparent sleeves need to be loosely matched. Avoid falling down when assembly. Okay, I have no clue what you mean by that, but these need to go on in the same way. I have a feeling this is going to be a fun piece of the assembly. So this is going to go onto this, or into this component here. Some shape, somehow. Oh, so the raid worked for Jerry. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this goes on here. The tube sits inside. And then the next one for this piece, I have a whole pile of components here that I need to assemble and actually build a stack for that holds for this. So let me put that here, and I'm going to grab out the pieces I need. An F18, one F18, one or three F1s. F18. I need three F1s. So these are the F1s. F1s, F15s, F18s. There's only one F18. Excuse me. What else do I need? F18 and G13. Get G13. G13. And I smoothen these out before I put them together. The F18s are protecting the present. Well, I found one. That's all I need. The other guys can do what they want. And I'm not going to get political, so I won't mention what I think of Biden. So we'll not go there. So we have this piece, which I suspect is going to sit on top of this when done. So that needs to be sanded and waxed right here. So I've already sanded it. I've already waxed the inside, or waxed the top surface, because there's going to be friction here. I know, but I couldn't resist what I had to say about Biden either, but I won't go there. Okay, so that goes up through this by the looks of it. And in the F18, we shall sit over this That's neat. I need to wax this. 1 second. There's going to be friction on these. This is acting like a bearing. Like so, I'm guessing. And then the G13. Just explains why I had to wax the top of that, but I'm going to do the underside of this as well, because there's going to be a lot of friction on these. G13. I have a feeling this has to come apart again because I'll have to put the bolts in through this underneath it. I have a feeling. G13 and 3 F1s. Like so. This is what I'm assuming, so going by what it is, but I have a feeling either have to bolt this down on top to pull it together, or something along those lines will have to be happening. So, so that part is done. Next, we're going to go on to do additions to this piece. I need 2 F1s, or 4 F1s and a G19. 4 F1s and a G19. So let me get the G19. G19 gear is right over here. And 4 F1s. F1s. So I have 1, 2. Yeah, I get 4 of those. So let me clean these up a little bit. You could, but the idea, excuse me, excuse me, sorry. The idea is that there is laser engraved etching on this, and if you stain it, you could hide it, and therefore the detail of what it's trying to show, like the patterns that's engraved in there, you would lose. So, like I expose, and again, some of these surfaces do rub together. So if you do any type of treatment to the surface, that would actually add stiction to it. So you want to be careful if you decided to do it. You want to be sure what does rub together, what is stationary, and so on. But you can. It's a judgment call on your behalf, I would say. So if that's there, this one comes out on this side. That makes sense. And we have 2 of these. And we have the G19 gear. And is there a specific way what's to put on? Nope. Just line up the round holes to each other. And then we have 2 F1s again to go on top of that. And then let's see what's next. Okay, I need to wax these. Okay. Now, there's another component going back on top of this. We have another part. So we have to put on C13, which you have to get. C13, which is this large ring. I was thinking we might get it done today, but I have a feeling this is going to be another session next week to finish it off. I'll get this piece done, and we'll stop at that. And I do not need these inner pieces, so I'll just put these aside for now. Because this is supposed to be open. C13. I need C13 goes on. I'll have to do an assembly as well, so I need a P25 rod. But that's for Amazon. But the discount code that I have does not apply to Amazon, Jerry. My discount code for these products and any of their products is the discount code is Astro, ASTRO in uppercase. But you have to go to their website, which is in the description. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, the description is there, and you need to go to that to get the discount. My discount code, which is 15%, does not apply to Amazon. So if you use the link, if you want to get a discount, now Amazon often does some good deals as well. But if you want to, you order through their website, I believe they fulfill it through Amazon anyway. But my code will give you a 15% discount, and it's not an affiliate link for me. I get nothing out of it, but it's a discount for anybody who's interested in buying one of these kits because they're kind of fun. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy more. I'm probably going to go and get more of them because I like this. A couple of these would be nice on display, you know. I might try one of their music boxes next. One of the big violin music box that they've recently come out with. That looks like a fun project. So I need this. I need 4 of these again. 2, 3, 4. That's 5. Okay, so let's get this started. Yeah, my link has not. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Jerry. My mistake then. I had an Amazon affiliate link and they expire because it wasn't being used, so nobody was using it, so it doesn't. So it's fine. Yeah, a lot of their kits they look like a lot of fun to build. And I said if you use my any of their kits, if you use my discount code, you get 15% off. So if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, and the only thing it does for me is the company gets notified or sees that people are using my links to buy the stuff rather than just finding it on the web or going to their website and not using any type of association link. So if you do use my link, please, or if you do decide to buy from one of their kits, please use my discount code, and it'll save you a bit of money, and it will tell the company that, yeah, people actually watch this guy's stream, even though he's an idiot. So let's see. So this needs to go on here. One second now. They have this. The alignment of these is all over the shop, but okay, that goes on there. 2 C8s. Oh look, I have 2 C8s. I'm gonna stop once we get this piece assembled, or at least most of the way there. I need to clean these up. Well, they did it on me, so anyway, yeah, I like. Maybe I'll do one of their marble run kits. The marble run kits has a lot of pieces in it. So 2 C8s. And then a G14 gear. G14. That's a big gear system. That's this big gear system right here. You be careful not to break these. Now, if you do break a component from one of these kits, they offer a replacement. You have to pay for the shipping because you broke it, but they will give you the replacement part for free. They'll laser cut one. In my case, I'm lucky that I could actually probably scan a copy of a 3mm ply and just cut a new copy onto my laser, right? Because I have a diode and a CO2 laser that would do these. This needs to be waxed. And the teeth need to be waxed as well. And this goes on there. And it doesn't show you how you assemble any of this. There's no talks of using bolts or anything to hold it down, and I'm assuming it needs 3 bolts to go on here, but it doesn't show. So I need to do this planetary symbol. This planetary one is a P30. So let me get that on there. And this is the one that's going to represent Saturn. So that's this one, I believe. And there's a piece to add to this that I need to find. A18. I don't think I have that here already. I don't. So board A18. Is it A8 or A18? A8. A8 is a ring system for the planet. This is very delicate. Let me just sand it off. I do know that Saturn's rings do not have big sticky out lumps like this. I've seen them, so there's no lumps on it like this. So Saturn and its ring system. Oh, I have to be careful with this one. This is very, very, very delicate. Yeah, I may not be here when you're done, Jerry. I'm gonna, once I get this into what I would deem as some stable position, I'll end for this week because we're already running an hour and 40 minutes. I don't want to run too long. Just need to sand out these little pieces. That are preventing it going together. They're the little tabs. So when these parts are so delicate, you need to be really careful with these. Ah, I cracked one. I can put a drop of glue in it later. I'm not going to force that. I'm going to leave that as is for now because I don't want to force it. So this is saying all of this, and you top it off with, okay, so there's little square indentations here, so you have to align. Oh, it says align the screw with square indentation, so then you return this around here. And then I have 4 little bolts. I'm going to leave that aside for now. I have 4 P10s. These are P21s, P22s. Where's a P10? Maybe they're in this large bag. Yeah. Let me get them out of here 1 second, guys. There's 4 little bolts, little square bolts, or nuts, sorry. 4 little square nuts that need to come out of here. 1, 2, or 3 of them, sorry, not 4. 3, okay. Put these away, I do not want to lose. There's no spare components in this. So you either have them or you lost them. Did it take plain names for labeling? Yes, they label all the parts. They've all got numbers. Like each one has got a letter, like G14. This is called G14. And that G14 is on a plate called G. So all the G parts are together. The only ones that are not really labeled are some of these small little square nuts. And the planets don't have numbers on them. Don't have, like, there's no identification mark on them. But that's not a bad thing because it's easy enough to organize them and figure out what goes where. So I wouldn't say that's difficult. Let's get these started and get this assembly pulled together. So it's easy enough to assemble. I had other than figuring out, and I can go back later on and do it. Like I'll get the calipers and I'll measure the proper diameter of each of these planets and make sure I have the right ones in the right spots. But going by their color and by the planetary orbits, I'm probably pretty close. I'm going to get these started because I have to screw them together from underneath. Once I get it started, it'll stop it falling apart to me. So it's easy enough to follow stuff. Everything's lettered. Even on the part, in most cases, the part number actually, like this little tool is called B18, and B18 is written right there. So most of them are not an issue to identify. So I need to be careful doing this. I need to align these. Same for the next one. Excuse me. I'm trying to keep the square bolt aligned with the square shape. And you have a tool. I that won't do it, but I have tools there. I can grab it and just twist it back into alignment there. But these are fun little kits, actually. I'm going to do more of these. I actually enjoy doing this. So there's all the components. They all move. Well, the tube is going to fall out because it's not held in place with anything yet. Now, once that's done, if the screw is placed as pictured, too wide a gap between boards, the nut will not be screwed. Okay, we don't have that one. Replace one of the F1s in the previous step with a C8. One of the F1s in what previous step? There's no F1s here. Oh, over here with a C8. Okay. No, I think we're good. It's saying it doesn't. You need to have enough thread length. If it's too short, change one of the pieces out to make room. But I think we're good on that side. And then we're going to cap it all off. So let's see what we're going to cap it all off with. We have a piece to come in. So the G4 part that we're going to add to this, we're going to add a G4 here. That's going to go over these bolts and hide them. And then we're going to cap these off with the pieces. Okay, so let's go with the G4. Let's get the part G4. So they're basically hiding the bolts in this step underneath. So it actually appears inside this piece. This took a lot of engineering and planning to get this right. This is kind of interesting. To align those over, you push it on, and what you get is the bolt pieces inside. Now, I do need to add some pieces. There are E9s by 3 of them, and this is an E9. So E9 are these tiny little tabs, and they're a pain to get out. So what I've been doing, excuse me, I've been starting out over here, and I've been breaking this side off both directions. These pop out cleanly, because if you don't want to break them, and they are very tiny and they are very delicate. Okay, here's my 3 pieces. Whereas there they go, and they have to go into these openings. Okay, so they basically push down in here. So I don't think they want me to push them all the way in. At least I don't believe so. They don't show that. If part G4 like picture means correct, which is, I can actually tighten them a little bit more to get them a little bit closer to that. Not very much, so this one I can. Okay, and I don't think it wants me to push them all the way in. If so, I can always do it later. And let's see, on the bottom of this, I need to add a G6 and 3 E9s. So I need to get our G6. One more G6 in the base of this. See how it goes. G6 on the bottom here. Over those, okay. G6 should be aligned. Okay, so I need. Oh, okay. Now they should have done that earlier. This should have been that step should have been earlier because I now have to push parts together that are already delicate, and they're already stacked. Whereas this could have been added on earlier and made it easier. Okay. So they were wanting me to attach these in here and put pressure on it, on this whole stack, which I don't like doing. That's how it's all held on to, how this is held on. And I'm going to do this off. I'm going to push together most of the way together this way. It's not straight. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to put these pegs, line these up afterwards and push them back together. I lost one, did I? I lost something. Something went rolling over this way and I don't know what it was. I'm going to cheat. Where's my screwdriver? Not too worried about the planets. They can always get popped back on later. Okay, that's done. I have a feeling these have to be pressed all the way down as well, so I need to apply pressure from above, but I want something underneath this. These need to be flush because there's more parts going above this. Okay, that's done. I don't like the idea of flipping the assembly over to put stuff together, but okay. And I need to put wax on this because this is going to be a moving bearing. And the gear as well underneath it. This gear is going to interact with these. What with one of these, probably at least this one, I'm guessing. Or probably maybe this one, I'm not sure. So that's done. I think we're going to stop there. Like, we got a lot done today. This is going to sit on over all of this and interact down here with a gear here. That's actually going to cause some of this motion to happen. But we're not at that point yet, but we're close to it. So I think we're going to stop at that. We got a lot done. We've got as far as page 30. So we got about one more session to go. We've got another up to page 40 to go. We've got 10 more pages. And it's all small pieces building up the structure of where the planets will be. A lot of gears, a lot of integration, a lot of building, just like this. And that will be the final stage. So next week we'll finish it off, unless maybe if I get time during the week, I will do another session during the week, and then we can free up everyone's Sunday next week. But we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're getting there. So again, if you're on Facebook and on YouTube or wherever you are, like, subscribe, ding that bell, thumbs up, whatever it is, and just show some love, and we'll get working on this, and all going well, we'll get it finished off next week. But right now, what we've built so far is functioning, and then this part here will integrate with this at some stage once we get some more pieces built out, and we'll just get it all finished off and stacked together next week is the goal, as long as we can get all the parts finished and assembled. And we're doing really well right now. I estimated it to be about 4 sessions, and it has been. This is a bit long one, actually. This is 2 hours because there's a lot of little pieces. So again, let me switch back over to the camera. Again, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. I know, Jerry, we'll miss you. We won't get a chance to say hi to you later or bye to you, but I'll see you around. I'll see you probably Tuesday night on my hangout, and I'll see you on your hangout next weekend. And let's get this finished next Sunday. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend, and let's see what I'm going to do here. Yeah, let's wrap it up, and I will see you all next week. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, ding the bell, and use my code ASTRO, ASTRO, when you if you go to our website to buy. 15% discount. Can't shake your head at that, right? It's a good deal. Most places give you 5% discount right now. They're giving you 15%. So take it if you're interested in building one. This or any of their kits. It's on their website. It's in the description. Excuse me. In the description, YouTube and Facebook. And have fun. Ciao.